Made to look so easy, but that is exactly what Wesley Plaisier is making it, and he could finish it off in style. Tops of the 145. Oh, magnificent! Absolutely magnificent! And it's a win for Wesley Plaisier, which could well have broken the camel's back of Cam Crabtree. 89.41, and his checkout percentage over the last 12 months, 38%. Double 11 here for the 84 checkout, the breaker 5-12 and a 2-1 lead.
Because should Mike Warburton miss this first start, he may be laying up for the ball.
Bullseye it is. And bullseye that it isn't found, and so Bolton will come back for 52 to seal a 4-1 success to kickstart his day. He'd move on to 6 points and actually move him up to second place at the table if he can find double 16 for a comprehensive win against Mike Warburton. A 4-1 success and such a typically Andy Bolton performance. An average of 91, 4 for 5 on the doubles. That is a puff of the cheek and a smile of a relieved man who's happy to get his day up and running with a win. Bolton 4, Warburton 1 in our second match of the day. Coming up after the break, we're going to watch Victor Tingstrom and Ben Payne go toe-to-toe.
Just to show the dominance of Tingstrom, who should get 2 darts here for the 2 points.
He's got tops. He gets tops. And Victor Tingstrom seals a 4-0 victory against Ben Payne. Good performance, 91 the average, 3 maximums. And that was despite missing 11 darts and a double in the contest. For Ben Payne, well, that was a painful start to the day. Tingstrom, a 4-0 win. And that puts him now up to second spot in the table. And so, coming up after the break, Wesley Plaisier has got the opportunity to move 8 points clear of the rest of the group if he can get the better of Andy Bolton.
Of which case, Wesley needs about another 9,000.
However, it's Bolton who needs double 16 to take out the first leg. Well, 104.
Andy Bolton.
Well, Plaisier has had it pretty much all his own way up until now, but Bolton just saying that the rest of the pack are still very much looking to shoot him down.
Hasn't played to the levels we're seeing here consistently over a prolonged period of time. And I think it's now showing us he's got the ability. Now does he pass the test of time? If he does, continue in this vein, he'll be in the top 32 in no time.
And of course, the dynamics change as well when you move on tour. May have to give up work, may go full time, and that brings a different pressure. But he's feeling no pressure here. It's another one of those pot combos. It's the 84 this time. He's 3-1 up.
This has been given a bit of a reprieve.
And so double 10 for Plaisier to eventually get over the line by 4 legs to 1. It's another immaculate display from the Dutchman. He was perfect on the doubles right until the last leg. And even then, an average of 98.76, 4 from 7 on the doubles once again. We're running out of superlatives to talk about this man. 4-1 he beats Andy Bolton. He's averaged 94.76, 1 from 5. Had a 104 checkout, and he was made to look very ordinary. Coming up next, Cam Crabtree and Ben Payne.
For a game changer, not going to go for Ben. And you feel Crabtree, who's missed 2 darts already now for the match, isn't going to pass too many more opportunities.
Tops for the win. Tops for 2 points for Cam Crabtree. The performance isn't one to rave about, but the points will be at least a relief for Cam Crabtree. A 4-1 success puts him back up to second place in the table. Well, if you're going to celebrate, make sure you get everything in the right place. 4-1. Cam Crabtree the victor against Ben Payne. Coming up after the break, Mike Warburton and Victor Tingstrom will round off round 2. 4-0 for Tingstrom against Payne.
Key feature of his game yesterday was stumblers checkouts, and he adds another one to it. That is his 6th stumblers checkout of the week. There's no problems in those big highlight moments.
Mike, you require 101.
First to the finish, and it's the better one of the two. Double 12.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
He's reeling this game back, and
remember, 3-0 down in this contest was Warby. But he could take us the distance. He's got a dart at Tots to do exactly that.
Game
and he's 3 from 3 on the doubles. And from 3-0 behind, Mike Warburton has taken us all the way.
It's come a 140 now. And Tingstrom all of a sudden would become favourite. He could go one better. He could find another max.
180. Might record 149.
Unless Warburton finds a biggie, which he's not going to do. Tingstrom will get more match starts. He's already missed 6. He will get another 3.
125. Victor, you require
well, he has
36.
been made to sweat in the last couple of minutes, says Victor Tingstrom. He was 3-0 up. He missed 6 darts and a double to win this match. And there was probably a point in this leg where he thought maybe there's not another chance. But he gets his chance at double 18. It's double 9 now. And eventually he takes his chance. And eventually he crawls over the line against Mike Warburton. That is relief. Pure relief for Victor Tingstrom. Mike Warburton battled so hard to get himself back into that match.
Andy Bolton's going to want this game done, though. He's starting to throw the shoulder into the shot, and you could see the movement, the flexing at the back of the stage. He's aware of the issue. He's aware he's throwing that into it, and he needs to get the job done quickly. And he has set himself up beautifully here. He'll just be glad to get off the stage with the points.
50.
And he may be doing that very shortly, because he's now got 6 darts to complete the job with just 49 points to go.
2 in his hand, a double 16.
No
mistake. Well, it was a hard-fought win, but it's a victory nonetheless for Andy Bolton. He beats Ben Payne by 4 legs to 2, who had opportunities in the middle of the match to really stretch away, but Bolton relieved more than anything else. 2 crucial points. It puts him back up to 3rd. 4-2, Bolton beats Ben Payne. Coming up after the break, we're going to watch Wesley Plaisier take on Mike Warburton. Michael Van Warby. 3rd maximum of the match, and the average once again ticks above the ton mark for Wesley Plaisier. Well, he's already had a 145 today. Can he add a 144 to the collection to level this game up at 2-2? He'd also get the break back. Double 12 for another party piece of Plaisier. A 144 to square this game up at 2-2. Because Plaisier comes back for 80 for an 8th win from 8. Double 10. 2 5s, moves inside. And that is the first real seismic miss we've seen from Plaisier. The first real blot on what has been an otherwise perfect patch of finishing. Madhouse.
Game shot on the 6th
We're level
leg.
again. And once again, Mike Warburton has found a way from behind to take us to a decider. 20 for tops. Tots on Warby.
40.
Plaisier has survived the scare.
20.
He comes back for 3 more in his hand, a double 10. 2 5s. Goes the other side. Warby's got 3 more.
Mike, you require 40.
An opportunity he didn't expect, but a chance to dish out defeat.
2 10s. And now it's Warby chasing double 5, and he goes inside. Both players have missed a multitude of doubles to win this game. But it's Wesley who wins. Victory number 8 was the hardest fought yet. He gets the better of Mike Warburton by 4 legs to 3, who had a number of match starts to win that contest. Plaisier over the line, but just... what a game, what a contest. Plaisier 4, Warburton 3, Tingstrom and Crabtree is next. Prize of leaving double eight if Tingstrom cannot take out the 110, and he's been the king of the ton toppers this week. Can he fire another one in here? Yes, is the emphatic answer. The 110 joins the 105 today on top of the 5 ton pluses he had yesterday. 2-0 Tingstrom.
Game on.
Victor Tunstrom.
Now as well.
127.
And we'll also be at the WDF event in Wales coming up soon. But the 127 is where our attention lies at the moment for Mr. Tunstrong. Double eight for another big ton finish.
Game shot the third leg. Victor Tingstrom.
Maybe that's what you was regarding for Mr. Tunstrong, the big finishers, because that's his 7th.
If he can finish off for the 104. And he's going to get a dart. A double 14 for a hat-trick of ton plus checkouts to get the better Cam Crabtree 4-0. It was a ton plus hitting blitz. Victor Tingstrom, Victor Tunstrong, 4-0. He beats Cam Crabtree. What an average. What a game. What a player Victor Tingstrom is. 4-0. He beats Shazam. And Shazam, he's gone. Coming up after the break, Wesley Plaisier against Ben Payne. Does he go for the ball? He does. And he wasn't far away.
34.
Well, this is
25.
for a 9th win from 9 games. Double eight. And Plaisier continues his possession.
Wesley Plaisier.
9 games played, 9 victories to his name. A 4-0 win against Ben Payne. That was one of his worst performances. And he still averaged 89. He is making this look incredibly easy. 4-0 to Plaisier. Next up, Bolton Tingstrom. 12. The bullseye to add the 161 to his ever-growing collection of big finishes. And that's the biggest of the lot.
But can Andy Bolton use the 3 darts in his hand to cause a big problem?
Yes, he can. Boom was the cry from Andy Bolton, because that was a hard-fought win in a hard-fought contest. Both players gave their absolute everything in that match. Tingstrom had his opportunities to win it, but it is Bolton who gets over the line with an average in excess of 101. Victor Tingstrom averaging 96, but on the wrong end of the scoreline. Well, that was a quality contest. And I think we've got another one to come after the break, because we're going to see Mike Warburton and Cam Crabtree, 2 of the top contenders on this stage, jousted out. He's found a real purple patch at the perfect time. And he now has a couple of darts at tops to seal a 4-3 success.
40.
But he has spurned the chance. He's spurned the opportunity.
82.
Warburton back for 82. Went bullseye first. Gets 1 dart at tops.
42.
And now he's mismatched darts in this game.
20.
Crabtree reprieved. Warburton looks up at the heavens. He feels like he has missed his chance. But can Cam capitalise? Yes is the answer. A real spell towards the finish for Cam Crabtree. Seals a 4-3 win against Mike Warburton. The average moved up to 95.51 in the end. Mike Warburton nearly forgetting to shake the referee's hand. Frustration there, then he realised and then came back and said thank you to Owen Binks. But Cam will say thank you very much for the points. A real spurt towards the end after what was a quiet mid-match spell. That, the tail of the tape from that particular fixture. We're going to take a short break, and I think this could be game of the day. Whatever you're doing, don't do it. Tune into the darts, tune into Victor Tingstrom and Wesley Plaisier, because this will be a lunchtime treat.
Equation. He's not going to get close to it on this situation.
105.
So Victor Tingstrom
32.
to stay solid on throw.
2-8s, and he cannot afford to pass up any mistakes, and he will not make a mistake there. 2-1 Tingstrom. 95 plays 105.
40.
Double 10. 2 5s. And we go all the way.
Wesley Plaisier.
In this incredible match.
Plaisier needs to see Tingstrom miss to give himself an opportunity. He's in striking range.
Tots for Tingstrom.
Game shot,
and Victor is the victor in a Super Series Classic. He's the first player to beat Wesley Plaisier at the Live Lounge. And look how happy he is about it. Plaisier, who averaged in excess of 105, but it still wasn't good enough. Victor Tingstrom, 101.5, 4 for 9 on the doubles. He missed the ball for the 161 to win it earlier on. Plaisier came charging back, but Tingstrom is the one that crosses the finishing tape. 2 more games to go. Ben Payne and Mike Warburton are going to try and follow that. So 140 for Ben Payne to take us all the way to a last leg decider. That is perfectly situated for another to follow. Couldn't quite use it. And so Mike Warburton here will come back for 88 to win for 2. 2 14s for the match, and to put himself on to 6 points at the end of the day. Mike Warburton eventually gets his win. He beats Ben Payne by 4 legs to 2. It's been a trying and challenging day for Warby, who has played some good stuff, but his opponents have just found more. Oh, darts friends. Warby with a hug from Owen Binks there. And a 4-2 win there. Coming up after the break. Well, this ain't a bad way to finish a day here at the Super Series. This is a heavyweight fixture between 2 of the real big guns. It's Crabtree, it's Bolton, it's live, and next. A moment like this, he may find a magic moment. Double 12. Shazam! Just like that. Crabtree's in business.
Crabtree.
He needed to find a spark, and that may have just lit the fire.
First to a finished Crabtree, but lots of work to be done. Bolton will be sat on a significantly easier finish. A beautiful setup play there. Maximum visit for Andy Bolton to give him 3 darts at the match. Should Crabtree not take the 155, which he doesn't. So to end his day the right way.
And he requires
888 for Andy Bolton.
For a 4-2 victory, a 13 dart leg, and Bolton brought his best out as it went to the line. For Cam Crabtree, well, today couldn't really have got much worse for him. He's now fighting to get into Group B, whilst Bolton has the ascendancy in that race. 2 good performances towards the line for Andy Bolton. 101.38 against Tingstrom, and 96 there. He gets the better of Cam Crabtree by 4 legs to 2 in the final game of the session. Myself and Matthew Edgar are going to head to the studio to analyse the action. It looks like Wesley Plaisier is set for Saturday night here at the Live Lounge, and it's sure to be a dramatic Saturday evening for sure. And if you want to be here on a Saturday night, well, take a look at this. Drama follows us everywhere here at the Modus Super Series, and this Saturday may not be a bad week to be involved with, and every single Saturday is available by going to dartshop.tv. Well, myself and Matthew Egg have been watching every single dart of an enthralling Tuesday here at the Live Lounge. This is what we've seen, and it has been absolutely spectacular from first dart to last. Wesley Plaisier sent out a statement right from the very get-go, getting the better of Crabtree 4-1. He actually lost the game at the end of the day, despite averaging 105, but Victor Tingstrom, the player of the day, that is for sure. Going through almost the card. The only defeat was to Andy Bolton by 4 legs to 2. But we'll begin our summary then by talking about Wesley, because he's top of the table. He's got a big gap going into day 3 of proceedings, and he just carried on from where he left off yesterday.
Yeah, and he's been beaten now. And that's something that was important for the group and important for the rest of the players, just to remind themselves that, yes, he's playing really well. Yes, he's coming into this in form. Yes, he's top of the table and most likely got the job done, but he's beatable. And that was very important win that Tingstrom got, not for Victor Tingstrom, but for the whole group. And maybe the players sat at home watching this week as well, because there was points where Wesley Plaisier was going into games and you just believed that he was going to be winning 4-0, 4-1, game after game. It took a monstrous performance. Wesley Plaisier didn't play bad in that game. He averaged 105 himself, but he's just shown that he is only human.
Well, we saw that game against Mike Warburton there. He took out the 1-4-4 finish. And then later on, we see that game against Victor. But the one thing with Wesley today, it felt like his timing was key at points. But with the exception of that last game, when it looked like he was in a bit of trouble, he found a way out of it by doing something brilliant.
I wouldn't just say today. That's been what he's been like. I watched a lot of the runs that he had on the Pro Tour for various interests, and I was watching on Darts Connect and then watching the streaming games when he's on the stream, and he was doing it then. He was doing it yesterday. This might be the evolution of Wesley Plaisier. It's certainly the form line that he's got, and that functionality of finishing. We said it yesterday when Wesley was up here. We've talked about it all day on commentary because it is so impressive. Those combination shots, whatever he's doing within his routines and his practices, it's coming through onto the game.
If it's fair to say Wesley's been the player of the group, would it also be fair to say that Victor Tingstrom was the player of the day today?
Yeah, I mean, that award, wow. I mean, that's going to be debated. We could go any direction with that. But for Tingstrom, the improvement from what we saw yesterday, he was decent yesterday without ever being spectacular. And today, I'd say he was more towards sort of top-end elite sort of levels that we get here at the Super Series, and it was a big step up. And if we're going to compare the 2 days, night and day.
Well, let's talk about the players in mid-table. Andy Bolton, Cam Crabtree. We'll begin with Andy Bolton, because that win there could just be so huge in that Group B race.
It'd be normally sat here and you were talking about those two players being mid-table of a Group A, you'd say, what an underperforming week, or how are we talking about these two players in the mid-table of a group? But that just shows the strength and the quality of the group, because if we wasn't saying that about Bolton and Crabtree, we'd be saying it about somebody else, and we'd be having the same conversation, we'd just be using different names. And I think both of them will probably be disappointed to be in the situation they're in, but I do expect to see both of them come Saturday.
Will Andy feel as if the two performances he put in right at the very end of the day, that's more like him, and actually that's given him a real template to build upon tomorrow?
I don't think he's going to feel he's played bad. I don't think anyone should. I think everyone's played their part, and all it's come down to is a little bit of timing, which is why Wesley's ran away with it at the top, because his timing's been absolutely on point. Everyone's just had a few missed opportunities, and normally you'd expect to get a few more than they are getting. I don't think anyone should be disappointed with how it's gone so far.
What would be your assessment of Cam Crabtree's day? Because it felt like after that defeat to Wesley Plaisier, he never really bounced back.
I'd say a little bit strange. We've seen a couple of darts land at funny angles. Yesterday we saw some wild misses. We saw him use some sort of grip wax today. Maybe just struggling a little bit with the grip on the dart. Sometimes if you use the same set for a long period of time, you can start to lose the grip, and maybe something he's going to be looking at, because he's got that powder clearly in the bag, so maybe something that he's aware of is becoming a little bit of an issue, just the dart going loose.
If you're in his situation then, as a player, it's not going to plan, but you've got another group to go on Thursday and Friday. Of course, he wants to get into the Group B if preferable. But would you be looking at it from a perspective of, okay, I'm already looking at reset mentality on Thursday?
From my assessment of what I see, And from what we're looking at here, the dart going loose, the dart going in at different angles, my concern would be is the grip pattern wearing very thin on the dart, so there's more purchase of the finger on the dart as such, rather than the grip pattern doing what it should be doing. So I would be looking at that and going, well, maybe it's time to crack out a new set. Now, people won't do that because a lot of the time you get like a coating on the darts and they have a different feel. We've got a day tomorrow where he's not really going to be winning this group. So if he is looking ahead to Thursday, Friday, maybe get the new set out and just wear them in tomorrow.
Well, let's have a look at the table then going into the final day's play. And Wesley Plaisier, as you can see there, has a 6-point lead over Victor Tingstrom and Andy Bolton, respectively. And Mike Warburton there is in 5th spot. But you look at some of the performances he put in today, he probably won his only game with the worst performance of the day.
Oh, it was. It was a very ropey performance, and he was very, very vulnerable in there. Ben Payne not able to cash in and take that opportunity. And he did yesterday against Tingstrom, and I thought maybe in the same situation Ben Payne would just step it up a little bit and get over the line. It looked like he was going to at one point against Warburton, but Warburton dug deep and showed some real fighting character to get through that one.
Is it fair to say that we're going to be spending tomorrow wondering when Wesley's going to win the group?
I think when you look ahead to the group, I don't want to discredit anybody or write them off completely, but Ben Payne's only won one game so far this week, so Wesley will be looking at that thinking, I'm going to get 2 points there. And 2 wins is enough for him. And if we say there's one there in Ben Payne, he only needs one other win somewhere else, and that should be job done. And I think it is. It's a matter of when, not if.
I'll tell you what, in terms of days, just speaking generally before we finish, I can't remember many days like the last couple that we've had here. And that game between Tingstrom and Plaisier is probably up there with one of the very best we've seen on that stage.
Oh, it's certainly been one of the most enjoyable weeks so far. We've had 2 fantastic days, all the players delivering, the twos, the throws, the action. It's all been played in great spirits. This has been a real advert for the Super Series. And I'll tell you what, if anyone's clicking onto the Super Series for the first time this week, I guarantee they're going to be subscribing.
Well, Matt, many thanks for your company. Appreciate it as ever. Always great fun to be with you. What a great fun day we've had on this terrific Tuesday here at the Live Lounge. There were some big hitters that are now fighting for a position in Group B, but it is Wesley Plaisier who is sailing to the top of the table. He's nigh on perfect so far. We'll see you tomorrow morning.